To Commissioner Silver's comments.
Commish, you said that you weren't going to dole out any punishment for Ja Morant until after the NBA Finals because you felt it would be inappropriate for you to do so because it would overshadow what's transpiring. Your crowning moment is the NBA Finals of a great season.
Okay.
This would overshadow it if you were to dole out punishment.
And
yet, here you are going on a tour, and every chance you get, you talk about it, and it's a story because of who it is. I don't get it, Skip. And I don't believe, Skip, and I don't believe that it's been made since what, May 14th, that it seemingly it came out. That was Mother's Day. And if I'm not mistaken, the Grizzlies stepped in immediately after that, did what they did. And then the NBA started their investigation, and they said, okay, we've come to a conclusion. And after the NBA Finals, Skip, he's given 3 or 4 of these things where he's talking about it. And it's going to become a story because this is the NBA. This is the commissioner who's the voice of the NBA. And you're talking about Ja Morant, who's one of the young faces of the NBA. So if it's not overshadowing, it's at least taking up some of the airspace that should be reserved only for the Nuggets and only for the Heat. So I wish that he would not talk about it any further because here we are almost a month in, Skip. I believe the people at home that's waiting for something to come down one way or another can wait another 10 to 14 days. Don't you? I believe that. I could be wrong. Skip, I don't believe that. Look, and I get it, Commissioner. I get that you're disappointed because it's one of your faces that's doing things like this, that's putting a negative light or shining giving it the NBA a negative image. I get that, and I get that you're extremely disappointed. I also believe that the additional information that you received, because you remember, Skip, he said there's additional information. I don't believe that additional information is a toy gun because I believe something like that, you would have kept that to yourself, and then at the time that you're doling out the punishment, we've come to find out that the gun was not even real. I don't believe that to be the case. So, but Skip, at the end of the day, and he's like, I mean, we want to help this guy, and I read reports that we don't want commissioners win. Do I suspend him for a long period of time because he's going to have free time? Commissioner, let me tell you how this thing works. And you can't want something for someone more than they want it for themselves. I tell my kids all the time, Skip, when they were growing up, I said, that seems to me, I want this more for you than you want it for yourself. I had to let them figure it out, Skip. Okay, what is your passion? My daughter found her passion. My son found his. My other daughter found theirs. Because, Skip, I was wanting something for me, and here I am investing all this money, and I'm throwing good money after bad because that's not what they want. Skip, if Ja created this, if you create a demon, only you can chase it away. The NBA didn't say, Ja, you know what we want you to do? We want you to play this image right here. Now, this young boy, we want you to get on that. We want you to have a firearm on you. That's what we want. That's the image we want you to portray. No, Ja chose this. So if you choose something, what? Only you can unchoose it. So, Commissioner, I get that you, and I Skip it, when he says that he's sincerely and genuinely concerned, I believe him. I believe he's concerned for his players. I believe he, as the mouthpiece and the face of the NBA as far as the commissioner, he runs everything goes through him. I believe he wants what's best for his player. The greater the image is, the branding, the more advertisers, the more money everybody's going to make. And you don't want to do anything, want anyone to try to mess that up. But Skip, if Ja can't get that through his head of people trying to help him and he doesn't want the help at this current time, there ain't nothing commission can do. He can spend him for a day. He tried that the first time, remember? Gave him 8 games. It was 8 games. So that's what I just wish. I just wish that the commission would let this lie. He go on, he talk about, oh, this has been a great series. As we can see, the ratings are very comparable to what they were last year when we had the Celtics and we had Steph Curry, yada, yada, yada. Nikola Jokic, I'm glad everybody getting an opportunity to see Nikola Jokic play and Jamal Murray. The Heat showing that teams still can win, even if you don't have super duper stars. Let this go, let this job go. If it goes 7 games, the final game will be on the 18th. That Monday will be the 19th. And then you can have at it, Commish. But you got to stop talking about it because it's sharing airspace with the NBA Finals.
Okay, I got a lot to say about this, and I'll start with your opening salvo. I concur. I underscore everything you just said because if you'd asked me going into this, how would the commissioner handle questions during the finals about Ja Morant, I would have said the way he always does something that he will not talk about.
Right.
I will speak about that. I will deal with that at the appropriate time after the finals.
Correct.
Because he's made it clear that's when this will be dealt with. We'll
have our resolution.
We will have the punishment at that time. So the first shock to me was, and again, he's done these interviews, he did ESPN, did Dan Patrick. I don't care which medium you're on, you could easily sidestep these questions. But no, he wants to spill on these questions, especially in this interview on the Dan Patrick Show.
Okay.
The first point that I found very significant is he gave credibility to the theory that it was a toy gun. So I'm going to assume that somebody in Ja's camp has tried to sell that to the commissioner as a defense.
Yes.
Exhibit A, it was a toy gun.
Right.
Because he said, he went on and on, but I'm going to read you the one line we didn't have, the soundbite that we played. This is the commissioner. He says, in fact, if you are live streaming something that to the world looks exactly like a gun and in a frankly reckless manner, should it matter whether or not it's a real gun? Okay, I get that, but you're sending lots of signals that they have come back to me with it's a toy gun.
Right.
And he's saying, I don't care whether it's a toy or not, because you had the first incident, reckless with a gun, and it was a real gun at Shotgun Willie's. And now you have the audacity, even if it's a toy, to be having fun with it in the front seat. It's a bad look. He's saying, because he's talking about gun safety. Gun safety, it's paramount in the society. Again, I'm with it. And he said, I don't want to get into gun issues in terms of the propriety of owning guns and the use of guns. So he's trying to avoid the Second Amendment.
Right.
He's just talking about the simple fact of gun safety. It's something I've lived with it my whole life. I was first handed a hunting rifle. You have to learn how to handle it and how not to handle it.
Right.
By the way, I never hunted because I didn't like it, but I did learn how to shoot a rifle.
Right.
The point was,
it's a rite of passage if you're in the South.
It's just a rite of passage. I'm sure you do too.
You handle guns. I mean, and every gun in my grandfather's house was loaded.
Okay.
We just knew not. We knew.
You have to know. You can't.
That's not a toy.
So the commissioner is saying you're sending such a bad message because you're such a role model.
Right.
As he said, this is such an engaging young man. Well, I said that from the start. I love the kid. He's got a charismatic personality that the commissioner says was very convincing to him when he went up to New York, because the commissioner swallowed whole that Ja had seen the light.
Yeah.
That he had realized the errors of his ways.
You know what's even more convincing, Skip? If the person that's telling you the story, you want to believe them.
Yeah.
You ever been somewhere, Skip? I want to believe that person. You know what? That makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
When you know deep down, Skip, I'm going to do what you always say. You say, I wish I could put somebody on truth serum.
Yeah.
And to see how bad they were hurting or what really happened.
Yeah.
So if I put Ja Morant and if I put everybody in that car on truth serum and say, was that a toy gun, what you think they're going to tell me?
You know and I know. It was not a toy gun. I think we all know what a toy gun kind of looks like.
Ain't nobody getting no grown man play with no toy gun.
Okay, and that was, if that was a toy, that was
Skip,
authentic, a replica.
Here's the thing, though, Skip. Kids don't even want to play with toy guns. That's why the manufacturers started making them more real, because the kids didn't want to play with that plastic mess. They wanted the real thing. They wanted it to look like a Glock.
Sure.
They wanted it to look like an FIA.
By the commissioner. By the way, he went to Glock, so he's done his homework on this. I don't think a month ago, 2 months ago, he would have known Glock. But go ahead.
They ain't make. When last, in my time, I mean, we had cap guns and little water pistols. Skip, ain't nobody had no little revolver water pistol. Everybody had, once the Glock came out, everybody wanted that.
The water pistols I had looked like a water pistol.
Yeah.
Didn't you see the water?
Yeah, you see the water inside the little thing. And then all of a sudden they came out with the super soakers. They had like things look like AR-15s now. They want to, because kids want the real thing. They see guns. They're so accessible now, Skip, and they see them all the time.
Yeah.
They don't want that toy.
So the commissioner's trying to make the point. The irony of the defense from Ja's camp, this was a toy gun, is that in the first live stream that we saw from Shotgun Willie's that I'm quoting the commissioner, he was treating a gun as a toy, just playing with it like as a toy. So he's finding irony in the fact that they're saying, no, it was a toy. Well, to him, he's saying, so what's it matter? After the first incident, you're going to come back and play with even a toy gun in the front seat during another live stream?
After you telling me you had learned your lesson and what you did was wrong and you understand how me being Ja and the people that believe in me, he didn't say me, he said hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions.
I am so sorry, Commish. Okay. You know what? I believe Ja is sorry. I believe he's repentant of what he's done. I don't think he's going to come back before me again.
Okay. So let's just presume for the moment of this discussion, it was a toy gun. Well, now the commissioner has to think, were you mocking me? Right? Were you mocking all of us? After what you did at Shotgun Willie's in Denver after the Nuggets game? Now you have the audacity to play with a toy gun as if, I can even do this with a toy gun because I don't care what you say, Commissioner. That's how it would come across, which for most commissioners, especially the commissioner just before this one.
David Stern, he'd
Woo, if you tried to mock him with a toy gun.
David Stern didn't play. They know.
Oh, he would not play on that one. That would severely increase your punishment. And then the point we made the first day this story broke from the Breakfast Club, that it was a very viable report because now the commissioner is responding as if this is going on behind the scenes. The point is, if it had been a toy, you know and I know, immediately Ja and company, his camp would have immediately said, no, it was just a toy. I was just messing around with a toy that one of my relatives, I don't know who was in the back seat, handed me their toy gun. I was just having fun with it. Well, he would have said that immediately in defense, right?
If I had evidence that can exonerate me, I'm not going to wait till the judge gets ready to sentence me before I present it. I'm going to present that to you early. Hey, this is a toy. I was just filming a video. This wasn't no real gun, Commissioner. Look at this. So you mean to tell me I'm going to wait till the judge could possibly give me 10, 15, 20 years before I can show him some evidence? Now, if I don't have the evidence, that's one thing. It comes up late. But if you knew this was a toy gun from the jump, and you going to wait now, Commissioner's about ready to hand down a sentence, and you going to say, hey, Commissioner, check this out. I want to show you this evidence, right? This is a toy. Man, out the window.
Out the window. I got it. The other remark that he made that was significant to me was he was talking about we don't want to just kick Ja to the curb during his suspension. We feel like we need to have a program in place to benefit him so that he can be doing something to work on himself as opposed to just being able to work on his basketball as an eligible player. If he's out for an extended period of time, we want to have something in place that he can go to. Well, it came across to me. We were told that he went to a counseling facility in Florida, and as you said, it felt like a drive-through because he was there for a day or two. Won't work, didn't take. I feel like we all got bamboozled over that one. So he's now saying, I want something there for him, and it indicates to me that he thinks he has some sort of problem he needs to address. That's how that comes across to me without being specific.
But Ja said he had a problem that he needed to address.
He did the first time.
Yes,
after
he said that.
Yes. First thing he said, I have a problem. And I need to get help. That's what he said.
That's what
I need
to
get help. Okay? And we were told, oh, he's going to Florida. And you and I were like, threw up our hands and said, way to go. That's it. We got no more. We can't criticize that. And yet I can criticize the fact that I don't even think he went to Florida because the next thing I knew, he was in the commissioner's office bamboozling him because Ja can be really good around the adults. When he wants to turn on the charm and the maturity, he can play mature, but he doesn't always act mature.
But it's time now. I think the thing is, Skip, that when you are a child, you do childish things. But once you become a young adult, obviously there are going to be mistakes that be made. But the best thing is not replicate the mistake that you made to get you here in the first place. You would have thought, but it's something about the allure. It's something about that image that's enticing him that says, this is kind of how I want to be. This is kind of how I want to live my life.
Yep.
When you see what can be done, Jordan is giving you the blueprint, and you see LeBron, and you see a Steph Curry, and you see a Kevin Durant, and you see all these young guys. You hear Jason Tatum say, "Hey, my mom gives me a budget. I spend my endorsement." You see what can be, but you choose. Let's see. I can make $200 million, or I can be out of the league. I can be on the street hanging with my partners.
Mm-hmm.
I bet your partners wouldn't do what you're doing. You gave them a choice. Hey, you got to cut Ja loose. We give you $200 million. What you think they'll do, Skip? If I go to Ja's partners right now, all their homies, and say, "Bro, I got $200 million. I'm gonna drop $200 million a bag on you, but you can't hang with Ja no more."
Mm. You know what would happen?
Exactly what's gonna happen.
Long gone.
Thank you.
Because right now he is their meal ticket, just as he is his father's meal ticket. And it's hard for his father to tough love him right now because his father is beholden to the son.
Yeah. You don't want to live. He like living on the golf course.
Yes, he does. And on the road with Ja.
Yeah. But that's still your son. I cannot, family member, my sister, my brother, my own kids, I cannot see you on a destructive path and just sit back and say, "Oh, that's him." He let him learn. No. I ain't giving up. Nope, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
That's not happening with my kids. That's not happening. Even with somebody I love. I got a homeboy, Bucket Burns. I see them going down the path. No, I got 30 years in this thing with you. No, we gonna get some help. We gonna get some help. We gonna go, "Hey, I'm gonna be the bigger person, bro. This is what I'm gonna do." That's just the way you do it.
Okay.
My kids, and I think look, and I get it. I'm different. I'm in a different situation than Ja's dad.
Yeah.
Because I'm still who I am, and I do my own. I got my own things. I don't need my kids, but to call dad and say, "Hey, Dad, I love you. How you doing? Everything okay?"
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm not finna see somebody I love going down a destructive path and says, "Oh, hey, those are growing pains. Let a kid be a kid. Let him grow up." No, that ain't happening on old Shannon Sharpe watch. It ain't happening.
The commissioner can't stop talking about Ja Morant and can't stop upstaging the finals because, just for the record, we are talking right now about Ja Morant to lead this show because it's significant.
Talking about it.
And what he said was all significant. He's calling his bluff on toy gun and saying, "Well, I don't even care if it was a toy." He's actually saying that's just as bad as if it wasn't a toy gun. And he's saying, basically, to me, between the lines, he does need some help that he has not gotten yet. Okay.
But I guess what the help for what? Is it substance? Is it alcohol?
I don't know for sure. Not sure.
Whatever it is, Skip.
John said it wasn't alcohol. Remember, he came back and said,
just go somewhere and stay for as long as they need you to stay.
Absolutely.
Until you can get the help that you need. And then sometimes, Skip, you got to make changes. You got to have people in your camp.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got everybody clean. Skip, I was in my closet last night, cleaned out a lot of stuff. I didn't need it anymore. It didn't serve me the purpose that it did in the beginning.
Really?
Okay, yes. Okay. Maybe you got friends that no longer serve you the purpose that they did in the beginning. It's okay.
Right. By the way, would you mind after the show calling Ernestine and telling her she should clean out her closet? She's got like 3 closets of stuff she never wears. So I can't, I don't get it.
Ernestine's probably favorite show is Hoarders. They be hoarding stuff, huh?
I've never used that word in my house, but I'm glad you did.
Ernestine, let it go. Let it go. You know good well you're not going to wear any of those clothes that you be holding on to.
And the shoes.
Oh, my darlings. It's not hoarding. You never know when that stuff's going to come in handy.
You never know.
It's going to come in handy at Goodwill or the Salvation Army. That's going to come in handy.
Because as soon as she gives it away, she's going to want it back.
Okay.
She going to go buy some more.
Whatever you say.
Exactly. She's saving Skip money. You should be grateful.